fun show. How did you get involved with this, and what is it like to work with Carol Burnett?
It is a fun show, and there was an audition process. My agent asked me, he said, "There's this show they're doing with Carol Burnett," and I didn't hear the rest of the sentence of yes, and they go, "Oh no, you don't have it. You have to go and read for it." I go, "Oh," and I hate when I have to go read for things because I always feel like they want somebody else. That's just, I guess innately you have a defeatist mentality. So I was like, they probably want somebody else, but I'll go. It's an opportunity to work with Carol Burnett, and then I was fortunate enough to win the audition process. And I mean, she's amazing. I grew up watching her my whole life, and then we became friends to a certain degree. It's not like I can call her and be like, "Hey, Carol, how you doing?" But we had a great rapport, and it's nice to see her when I see her, and I still geek out no matter how many days or weeks we've spent together. I still geek out when I see her.
Did she tell you any stories from when she was filming the Carol Burnett show?
She told me some amazing stories from back then.
Cool.
I would always ask her about like when Harvey Korman and Tim Conway or any of them would make each other laugh on set, because that happened a lot when you watch the show.
Yeah.
They would literally start crying laughing trying to do a sketch, and I asked if that was set up or real, and she told me it was all real, and she said it was usually Harvey that would start that. And she told me how Vicki Lawrence ended up on the show, how she met her. Vicki was a fan. And she said it was funny because the 17-year-old girl ended up playing my mother on the show.
Yeah. The kids on this show are hilarious. How did they get cast? Are they actors?
They're not actors per se. I think they're like stage kids though, like kids in the business or wanting to be in the business. You need a certain level of outgoingness about you, which they all definitely had. Mm-hmm. There was one little girl who was the cutest little thing in the entire world, and every time I saw her, I would melt. She was a little black girl. She was 4 years old, and she was so sweet. She had the cutest little voice, and every time she would come on set, I'm like, "Oh, I love this little girl so much." She was so sweet, and when you see her on camera, I don't know if you saw her. She was the cutest kid I'd ever seen in my life. I even told my daughter, "Baby, that's the cutest girl." And she goes, "I am." I go, "Yes, you are, but she is too."
The kids really seem to love you and Carol. Do you do any things when the cameras aren't rolling to bond with them? Like, how do you establish that relationship?
Well, you have to be. Kids can see through BS right away. Like, they know if you're turning it on or off. So you have to be very consistent with children. You can't be like, "All right, guys, good to see you. Cut." Or anyway, it'd be like cut, and then like, "All right, guys, so you guys want to?" I would do things to try to be with them. I would give them the opportunity to go, "We're gonna play. We're busy." I feel it's better for their morale, so that way they feel like they can control the situation. Then that's all kids want to do, is feel like they're in control.
What's the best bit of advice that a kid has come up with?
The advice they gave was just when they went straight logical, and it was like, I don't know how none of us saw that answer coming because it made the most sense. I can't exactly remember what it was, but there was a couple of times where the kids just gave perfectly sensible answers.
So your daughter is 6 years old?
7.
7 now, okay.
Yeah,
So
every year they get older. Feels like just 7 years ago she was born.
So she's about the right age to be on this show. Would you ever consider having her as one of the kids who give advice?
No, I mean, if she showed that inkling of it or wanted to be on it, I would consider it, but she does not. The good thing is she looks at it as that's daddy's work, and I don't want to do daddy's job. I want to do what I want to do. She keeps saying she wants to be a doctor, and you know what? I'm not going to stop her.